G'day everyone and welcome to episode 5 of our Superman build. Now we're moving outside, so I don't think we can even call it the Superman build now. Now it's the Superman and the Flash build. So yes, welcome to outside for once. The inside part's pretty much done. We just got the station and then the little launch section there to do, and then that part's done. But I wanted to just have a break, move outside and try to get this part finished. So I have big plans for this section. I plan on having the whole side of this done as soon as I can, I think. I think I've got maybe 3, maybe 4 episodes. Might be longer, who knows, of episodes to go. But yeah, we'll just jump straight in and I'll just show you pretty much what I plan to do today. I want to replace this entranceway. I've always wanted to redo it with a sort of more metal sheeting roof that we did for the Flash. I thought that was a cool effect of building that, so that's in this episode. And then obviously the big move of some key items from the the DC Supervillains Unleashed area, obviously the main tunnel, and then Doomsday himself and a couple of other things, but we'll get more into that when we get closer, of slowly taking this area apart. But yeah, it's I don't think anyone's guessed. Maybe you have, but no one's written in the comments where they think Doomsday is going to go. If you've seen the thumbnail, then yes, you definitely know where he's going, but that'll be revealed in a little bit longer. But yeah, so just moving some other things around. Obviously the train will go inside of that station, and then my plan is to have that whole DC Supervillains Unleashed area just pretty much empty. So if you don't understand the basics of this ride, I've pretty much decided that I want the main facade to stay the same. That's part of the rules that we created, but I wanted it to be of, you can see things inside from, let's say, where the fountain is, but you can't see everything. Everything hasn't been like remade to where you can see it perfectly from inside the park. It's only when you step inside that you're sort of stepping inside of Metropolis. Like as soon as you go under that barrier, it's a whole new area. So I obviously wanted the train tracks to continue and then go off and shoot into the other side where I ended up putting Doomsday. You might think that this is just a little bit crazy of what I'm building and it doesn't really make sense, but trust me, it all has a purpose in the end of how I designed it and put it all together. It turns out that when I was pulling all them rides apart, I definitely didn't think I would ever be moving them. So props to Movie World for having me build this whole thing and then taking it down as soon as I finished episode 100. It was started to get dismantled and it was like, dang it. So yes, we're still arguing about what to put inside of it, but this is our latest section. So the riders will come down and shoot through the railway tracks there, which continue on through there, trying to make it look like a proper city where it would continuously flow and make sense of it. It exits here and it enters here. But to move on to our main attraction of the evening is, if that's where I think I'm up to, probably not yet. I don't want to spoil it for myself. I suppose not for myself. I already know what happens. But I wanted you to have a real awesome experience from both rides. So not only on Superman, but when you're on the Flash, you're going to see this front and center. And I thought just the way that he's propped up, the way that he's built, Doomsday would look great right here, and he'd look awesome just front and center, holding onto that pole, ready to scare guests that are coming onto the ride. And yeah, it's a great spot for him. So yeah, end of the video. That's thank you so much for watching. No, I'm just kidding, obviously. I've always had this plan. I don't know if the real one would work. Remember that it's not a replica of the real one that's in the park, but I was watching Disney Imagineering on Disney Plus, and I always seen the Yeti, and I thought, you know what Australia needs? Australia needs its own Yeti, and we have one right here in the form of Doomsday, ready to stand in front of guests and swing at them. Obviously he doesn't move, but swing at them whilst guests fly underneath him. If you haven't realized what my story is going to be so far, the whole point of this ride is, from the outside, everything looks normal, right? But once you step inside, say like you're going to line up for the Flash, I wanted it to be as if Barry Allen has done a weird move, whatever you call it, where he's just slowed down time to a point where it's at a standstill. And who's the only other person that can go the same speed as the Flash? Which is Superman. So I wanted it to be everything around you is frozen in time. Everything that you can see, your sight lines and everything is frozen. Don't want to spoil too much about what else I have planned coming up, but it's literally as if Superman has stopped, like he is flying at the same speed as the Flash has slowed down time. So things are just moving at an incredibly slow rate of it's just frozen. So it looks like he's just jumped over to this building. He's taken a swing at Guess, and yeah, you just go under his hand there, and it's a really cool effect when you're riding it. But it just made me laugh thinking of Australia having its own Yeti. It'd be awesome if Movie World could do something like this with Doomsday. I know that he's sitting in the back lot, not gathering dust. I think he's behind the Wicked Witch of the West Coaster from a couple of YouTube videos I've seen of him being stored back there. But yeah, finding the right angle for him to be placed was a bit hard, but I think I got it in the end. You got to remember that this is just a quick fly around of my build. I didn't want it to be this is final sort of build, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? I don't know. Because at the end I end up going through and redoing it again. But I wanted to show you what it's like on the ride. So you'll see me quickly speed it up through here, and then we slow down when we're about to launch. But it gives off that impression of him really taking a swing at you, which I thought it's hard to recreate. So here we go. You'll come up over, fly down. Instead of going in the tracks, he swoops off and then he's swinging at you, which is a really cool effect. But the way that he's placed is, you got to remember that you get 2 attempts at him swinging at you. So obviously this is, oops, I've got to fix that track. That's the first before, and that's the second. So you'll get a second swipe with him going at you, obviously with time slowed right down. And from the outside of the park, so when you're standing at that fountain, you can see him, but he's not as like standoutish as say like Batman was, or anything like the Arkham Tower was, or nothing like that. So it's really cool to try and play with like sight lines like that, and that's what I've been really having fun with. So this video is going to come in 2 parts. So we're going to have a bit of community engagement with this one. I ended up designing 2 different designs for this first section. So not this part here, but later on with the buildings. I designed, in this video will be one, in the next video will be the other, and then we can like kind of work out which one works best of sort of like the ride that I want to pick. So make sure you're subscribed for that, because that will be just voted upon in the in a post that I'll put up on my page, my YouTube page. And then yeah, it'll be interesting to get some feedback from people of what sort of style they want to go with. But as I said, it's been fun still creating. I did want to have this sort of slant up. I didn't know how to do it, whether I wanted it to be a full flick over, so I ended up deleting it and sort of going back to my original build style of this part of the track can be broken, it goes back into a tunnel on the other side, then it would come out of a tunnel on the other side of the, obviously the pool section for the launch, and then it would wrap around and end up where Doomsday is now. But I know this doesn't make sense. It does sound like I'm just rambling like an idiot, but trust me, trust the process. Like it's so cool to ride now with, instead of you just sitting there staring, because you got to remember that this is something that Movie World couldn't do. We're just doing something that we can add that Movie World can't, because Movie World's obviously, this launch is at an angle, so they're already halfway up that hill, whereas we have the opportunity to be able to look down the launch thing in a straight line. But obviously this is just an us sort of thing on this side, so at least try and remember that when I'm rebuilding this side of the track, that we do have a unique opportunity of building it. But this is pretty much what I was talking about with the other side of the shed, redoing it. I'd always been unhappy with the shed that sits there behind it. So you'll see some things appear, then disappear, then reappear, then disappear. I do play around a little bit with this sort of build, and I like to just press record and play, but then I feel like I'm putting too much pressure on myself, so I will reload the save and then not press record and then just start building, and then all of a sudden you'll jump in and it'll be finished, and it's like then I'll either go back and I'll rebuild it and try to do it in that sort of style again, or I'll just leave it and then see if anyone notices the little updates that are happening in the background. But yeah, it's very interesting. But I think that Movie World's in a quiet period now, isn't it? From what I've seen, a couple of videos of people saying that they're, I think they're in, are they back at school now, I think? So it's sort of died down with maybe not tourism and stuff like that, but more the locals and whatever else. I'm not sure how it works. If anyone's a Queensland local, how does it sort of work with you being a local? Do you go all the time? Because I've seen that you can buy yearly passes to the park, but I've never thought of like when a local would use it. Like, do you go every weekend? Do you go? I think I've seen that you get entry to some of the big things like the festivals and the scare thing, whatever that's called. I can't remember. And stuff like that. So it'd be cool to like hear from a Queensland local that actually has this pass, like whether it's worth like getting for someone if you're planning on moving up there, because I'd love to move up there. I'd love to sort of see where this job takes me of creating YouTube videos about a theme park, but who knows with this universe. This universe is a weird thing, but yeah, we'll see. So as I said, this is something Movie World wouldn't need to do. This is just our little sort of style thing, but having the broken track there adds that extra element when you're down the other end of the launch, and it really adds that sight line of like, the track's broken, Superman. Like, it's, where are we going? But obviously, you know, like it's, yeah, not to insult your intelligence, like you don't know where we're going and you haven't looked at the massive lift hill out the front. Also off stream, I did replace the support section for the main tower there. I've always wanted to do it, as it's just been made out of just different shapes and sizes and stuff like that, and I've always wanted to use the new support pieces that are in the game that I've kind of always just brushed over and never used, and it was really cool to be able to recreate it with actual roller coaster parts. And they are a little bit bigger, but we'll see if you can notice when it swaps over and changes. But yeah, we're about halfway in this video now, so kind of got to jump over and do some other things. I didn't know what to keep in this video and what to keep out. I was just going to have it where I built both of these sides in the one video, but to me, like, it was too hard with sort of not confusing people, like building this whole thing then deleting it. It was hard to like get that sort of feedback, because you got to remember that like my retention rate is terrible on these videos. Like, I'm pretty sure some people click off in like a minute or two, they'd watch that opening thing and then be gone. It's mainly my shorts that really like gets a lot of views and stuff like that, which is nothing against the people that watch. Like, as I said, it's awesome to know that people do watch this and people do comment and people do sit here for this long and listen to me out of breath talking to you about random stuff. But yeah, it's a weird concept to think that I would put both of them in the one video and it not get seen. So I didn't want to do it and then not get people's feedback, if that makes sense. Like, as I said, I like getting your opinions on the build. I like getting your thoughts on what's happening. As I said, my decisions are based on a lot of things that go on in like the comment sections and how people are reacting. I like to watch other YouTube channels on how people are building and doing stuff, so that I can see whether it's worth it for me to even build it that sort of style, and what people's thoughts and opinions are. That's how I got the whole replacing the DC Supervillains Unleashed area. I keep going to say the Doomsday area. Can we just establish that it's the Doomsday area? Because it's so hard to keep remembering all of the other things. But yeah, I got that was going to be replaced with Mad Max from comment sections of people talking online, and I thought that was really cool to see that people are already talking about what's going to happen, what's going to replace it. Like, it'd be so interesting to see whether like Movie World reads them like, that's a great idea. Let's go with that. Like, it's so funny to think of different things. It's also cool to think of like what IPs Movie World would have access to, if they'd even want to go with another IP. Because you got to remember that that's a lot of money that they're putting into these sort of things. So this is another thing that I was undecided on putting a real facade on this side that you would break through. I'm pretty sure I end up just deleting this, and it's more of it as a oh, sorry. Well, are you on? It's very late at night again. I've got to stop filming these. It's currently 3 a.m. So 3 a.m. of me talking. Probably render it. It'll probably be maybe 5 a.m. before it renders, and then upload to YouTube, and then hopefully up by 7 a.m. So if you're watching this by 7 a.m., know that it was a struggle to get this up on time, because yeah, it's been a process of filming these and putting them up and everything else. But as I said, I get stuck in building. I think I have plenty of time. I trust that my computer will render something really fast, and it always lets me down. But that's just there. What can you do, really? But I can't remember what I was talking about now. Bugger. Are you playing Planet Coaster? What are you building? Are you building anything cool? Have you downloaded this park? Have you downloaded other parks like Movie World things? I've seen a couple of people do there's a new DC Rivals one that came up, and that was pretty cool to see how huge that was. But other than that, I think a lot of people are playing the new Planet Coaster 2 update. I haven't tried it yet. I've seen a lot of people commenting about how good it is, and it's the bee's knees of everything else. But yeah, for me, I haven't tried it yet. I'd love to try it and really jump in and give it a go. But yeah, I want to kind of get this done, and it's taking a little bit longer than what I thought it would. I thought I'd be able to have this finished in 2 weeks, but I think it's just a bit scary with Movie World watching, trying to add that extra pressure that I don't need on my own brain to be like, look, you don't need to add all this extra stuff. Like, who knows what they're going to comment and say. They might also say, hey, do you want a job? Come and work for us. That'd be pretty cool if you think of stuff like that. But I should talk about the ride, shouldn't I? That might be your idea, hey. Pretty much for this part, as I said before, wanted it to be train tracks going around. Kind of like... you haven't seen my movie park. I haven't released that. That's been my movie park that I made was in a response to someone saying, like, I don't know if you've seen my other builds, but I did the movies ride, like not the movies ride, the movies game, where you had all the little backdrop pieces for sets and movies and stuff like that, little sections, and I put it all into this random quick park and released it. And someone commented saying that it should be turned into a full park, and I spent maybe 2 years building out this whole park and just never released it. I just never thought it was good enough to release. When I did the trailer, what's it called? I can't remember what the trailer is. I think it's the Empress or something like that. That's how long it's been. When I did that, it didn't really get any traction, so I was like, ooh, maybe I shouldn't release it because I didn't know how people were going to react. And then obviously the Movie World thing started, and then that just snowballed for a whole year of building that out. So I just completely forgot about it, and even now I just remembered that I haven't released it. But yeah, if you'd like to see it, comment below. I might release that after this, and you'll see a lot of similarities that I take from it, because obviously it not being released, I'm allowed to cheat a little bit and take some things out. But this is the next part of the build of adding the fake street. So obviously this is happening in Metropolis. Don't ask me why the flash is there. It doesn't need to make sense, I don't think. I don't think you really need to look into it that much, but I do plan on... I'd love to do a Daily Planet. Who knows if I will. Future me, that'd be cool if you do. If you're seeing the Daily Planet in the future, it's something that I wanted to do, but I'm not sure how I'll pull it off with... I use a lot of the pieces from the Doomsday area, so putting that inside of this really worked out with what I wanted to do of a lot of them buildings fit in this area to make it sort of look more lived in and look like a city and look like something's really happening at the epicenter. So still a lot to be revealed with what's going on with the Flash, but I think you're really going to like it. But as I said, who knows what people will enjoy, what people won't enjoy, sorry. But pretty much here, it's just building the little facade areas and getting them set up with the fake buildings. So this is the problem that we're going to have. So in this, I initially wanted it to be this whole wall, the whole back wall here, was all going to be this facade sort of building, where it's all these little miniature buildings to make it look like some cities off in the distance and everything else. But the problem became when I did a fly through for the screenshot. So the screenshot you're seeing at the start, the thumbnail, sorry, the roller coaster looked huge in this area, and it was like, oh, okay, that doesn't work with what we're doing. And it didn't really work with me wanting, because obviously I've got to put destruction where his hand is and where his foot is to make it look more blend in with that he's really destroying the building as he's jumping to it. If I could go taller, I would. That'd be cool to have like the drag marks coming down from the top of the roof like he's sliding down. Still not sure what I'm going to put underneath him. Do you reckon he looks cool enough just hanging there in the air? I think he looks cool. I was going to put like a train under him or like a truck or something, but I don't think I really need to. Sorry. My voice is running out with talking this much on these videos. It's normally just a quick little build video, but yeah, they're going longer and longer. I don't know why I'm doing it to you. Like, I think this one's nearly 25 minutes, maybe just a bit longer, but we'll see how many people are still watching at that point. Let's do our normal thing where we comment. What can we comment that'll be funny for people to read? Maybe comment Doomsday's foot. That'd be funny. Just with no context, just so that anyone that reads the comments will be like, Doomsday's foot, that's a bit random. I don't understand that. That'd be pretty funny. But yeah, you can see me there trying to add like just different things for him to either grab onto, but I think he just works as just you gotta remember, it's not an animatronic, he's not gonna move, so it's him being frozen in time. It'd be cool if we could do lightning in the game, and I don't mean like lightning, I mean like frozen lightning, where it's just like paused in midair and you could fly around and make it look like the Flash has really slowed down time, but it is what it is. But yeah, let your imaginations run wild with the possibilities of time being standing still in this game. Like, when I first thought of the idea, I really enjoyed watching Justice League when at the end, the big explosion when they fail, sorry for spoilers, but when they fail, it explodes and then flashes off in the distance, and then everything pauses. Like, he enters the speed force. It's that fast that everything just stops. And that was a really big process that I wanted to go through in building of, okay, what can I do to make it look like everything's frozen in time here? As I said, everything looks normal, everything's running fine. Superman's still flying around. The Flash is still flying up and down on the Speed Force. But then when you get inside, so when you go in that tunnel, everything slows down. And it's only when you either enter the other area or you enter that main part that you're going to notice that time has stood still. So it looks like when Superman pushes you out that tunnel, that literally time is slowing down. And then when you shoot up, time slows right down at the top of the hill, and that's how fast you're going through the track, is everything's just stopped. But that was just my idea. Whether it works, whether it connects with people, I'm not sure, but that's a little spoiler for people that have watched this long. Thank you so much to you guys. You've really helped with my watch time of keeping me going. But yeah, comment down below. I think we're at over 800 subscribers at the moment. I could not imagine ever hitting 1,000 when I first started my channel. But the closer I get, I just cannot believe that I've come this far with this channel. It's insane to think of that this just started off as just someone randomly recreating Movie World. But yeah, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I'm really trying to get 1,000. But yeah, I'll see you in the next video. As always, make sure you have a great day. And I will see you in the next one. And keep an eye out for that post so you can vote on which side you like, whether you like this one or the next one. But yeah, thanks for watching. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.